So ever since I got to hear about Hunter's Fate in 1.8, that have been one of my most exciting gear sets and things that I've been waiting for, because Hunter's Fate rework is a bolt action focused sniper set, right? And I was super excited and I wanted to try it the first day on PTS, and I checked the 4 and 6 piece and it was different and not changed. I thought that they didn't implement it, but apparently they did. So I tested it today and I'm gonna tell you all about it. So yeah, just stay tuned and I will go through it. One shot is dead? What did you say, Sleeper, huh? One shot dead? No, it's never fucking dead, dude. If you are interested in the build I used in this video, you can find that in the end of the video. If not, you can always find it earlier on patreon.com/widdz. This is 2 3 piece, right? That's normal. The 4 piece, don't even read it. Like that's not the thing, right? I'm gonna explain. The 4 piece is called whatever the name is. Hitting an enemy with a bullet from a MMR, a sniper rifle, right? Grants the Hunter's Fate buff. Hunter's Fate, like the Hunter's Fate buff, is the next shot fired deals like some percentage increased damage, right? And each consecutive shot lands adds more damage. As you can see, fuck. As you hit somebody here, I get 40% damage down there, right? And it increased the base damage. This buff is increased by the X amount of firearms you have, right? So the more firearms you have, the more buff you will get when you hit the shot, right? Basically the green thing here, right? Like it's 40 and it's gonna give somewhat damage, right? And the more firearms you have, the more you're gonna get, right? And it also, the buff, blah blah blah, but the damage buff you get is gonna be increased by some percentage of your current rate of fire, right? So the more rate of fire, the less you will get from the buff, right? So it's more tuned for a bolt action. You lose the buff if you miss 2 shots, I think it is now, right? Or if you reload, or you swap weapons, or after, I don't know if it's 10 seconds now or whatever. And if you hit a new target, you will keep the buff up, right? The 5 piece, everyone know, right? It's more damage, like here. 6 piece, what I think, I'm pretty sure this is the 6 piece as well. It's called Hunter's Precision, and it adds the following buff, right? To the Hunter's Fate buff, right? On top of the 4 piece buff that I just talked about, it adds this to the buff, right? After landing consecutive shots to the player, headshot damage is increased by a percentage. I don't know the percentage, right? But that's what it said doing. So I have 170k base damage, right? So let's restart the mission and let's see how much damage I can get from this buff and this set. Can I beat that, okay? Can I beat that with this? Let's just try her. Let's see how much damage I have. Look at that. God damn it. Let's see. Oh, 324,000? What? So after trying the set a bit in PvP, I kind of quickly realized that it's all about the 4 and 6 piece. Because the 3 and 5 piece is only 10% headshot damage, which in PvP is only 8%, right? And that's kind of nothing if you compare it to other sets like Predator, Lone Star, which have weapon-based damage to like the weapon type for the set, right? Giving like 16% and even more for like Lone Star. And same if you look at the other sniper set, we have Deadeye, which gives you 40 critical hit damage in total, which translates to 40 weapon damage since you have the 100% crit. So I think to actually make this set more viable, because after playing it, I don't think it's too viable actually in PvP. In PvE though, it's really good because you can always be in combat, and it's way easier with the 4 and 6 piece. It's easier to keep it up. It's easier to hit headshots. So I just think the most logical way would be to either up the headshot damage to like 50% in total, or like 30-50, somewhere around there. Like, so I think one of the ways to kind of fix that is to up the 3 and 5 piece, because I feel like those are really bad. You could just up the headshot damage, but I think a way better way to do it is just to add MMR damage to the 3 and 5 piece. And to avoid like some cheese with 3 piece, they could add like, for example, 5% to the 3 piece and 10% to the 5-piece. Obviously they have to check those numbers a bit more. Maybe 8% for the 5-piece or something. And if it's too much strength for 3 and 5-piece, they could lower the 4 and 6-piece as well. Because yeah, if you don't have the 100% buff, this set is not good. And it's too easy to lose it. You should not lose it when you reload your weapon. Maybe they should add a longer timer, like 15 seconds or something. Because you lose it way too often in PvP. And yeah, it's just too situational. And I would, if the set would stay this way, I would rather play HEXOTIC sniper. Since it just takes too long to build it up, it's too easy to lose. And yeah, 3 and 5-piece are really bad. If they would change it to weapon damage though, the set would be really viable. And yeah. And even times when I had everything popped and I had 100 stacks, I couldn't even one-shot some of the players that barely invested to stam. And to kill some players with 0 buff, it sometimes took me 3 headshots with this 6-piece investment and full firearms investment. That's way too much. 3 headshots to kill somebody. That's way too much if you're playing as when you are putting everything into a basket. And it's not too easy to hit headshots while sniping in PvP in this game. I think when it's a normal build around 4 to 5,000 stam, which probably most people are gonna get, you should be able to one-shot if you have the 6-piece classified bolt action set, like Hunter's Fate obviously, and everything to firearms, and you proc everything with a god roll sniper, and you can't one-shot somebody that like only puts 1 or 2 pieces to stam. I think that's really bad. But if somebody chooses to invest more stam, then obviously you shouldn't one-shot them. But the people that barely do it, you should be able to one-shot them with a build like this to the head, when you can do it with deadeye to the foot. Now I want to reload, but I can't. And now I have my 100% buff, right? But there's nobody here. So what happened now is that I lose the buff, right? Bam, it's gone. So now I have to start over. And this is usually what happened all the time. Even some dancing shooters like Overwatch or headshots, yeah. That's just how we have to make games, you know. Just shoot it, right? Like the idea is cool with this set, but now I reload and bam, buff is gone. Like, it's too situational at the moment. And it's all about the 4 and 6-piece bonus, right? Without that, it's shit, and it's too situational. Too easy to lose. Too long to build up for a sniping set, you know? And I fucking missed. How can a good build go crit damage, man, everywhere? Aim for body and your best player, okay? $270k. I'm not dead. Headshot with 100 buff and not even close to dead. Do they have blue? 4 bullets left. I could use 1 as none though, but I feel like 15 bullets should be enough, and that should not stop me, you know? One, two, 3. So I need to shoot 3 shots to the head with a 6-piece, focusing all about bolt action sniping. Now we'll lose it. 3 shots to the head, okay? Not 2, but 3. Alright. Giving up everything, survivability, my HP, putting everything to one basket, right? Oh, there's a player coming, I see him on a minimap. I shot too late, now I lost my buff because the buff is only up 10 seconds. Could reload here, but I can't because I have my buff, right? $460k, you have to remember that people have way more HP now. I have 250k and I put 10,500 into firearms. People can have 500k, right? I think. Can't remember what I had when I had 10k stun. Should not always be a one shot, but I mean 2 shots definitely if you invest this much. Now the thing is, no, I don't think so. Every time you have the full buff up, it should be a one shot. If you hit the head, right? Because all the other sets can already do 2 shot. I know that I was really hyped about this set, man. And that's why we have PTS, I hope. It's a good PV set, but yeah, it's probably gonna stay that way. You see 3 shots with 10,000 firearms and bolt action focus set. Cannot miss next shot. I go for body, I can't miss this either, so I need to hit the body here. I wanna reload because I only have 4 bullets left, right, but I can't. Reload, all my stacks are gone, even though it takes 10 seconds. Like, they definitely have to change that though. Something, but it's too situational. The only thing that's good with the set is 4 and 6 piece. I don't get too much use of it. Set is not good enough. But it's PTS, I mean, hopefully stuff change. God, my aim is terrible. You see 2 shots to the head and I still didn't get the kill. And that's with buffs as well, you know? You're stopping them. My show. Buff is gone. Need to hit something. Buff is gone again. 1 headshot, 2 headshots. Need 3 headshots with a 10,000 sniper focus set. Yes, somebody clip that, man. 3 shots to the head. It's what I need. 3 shots. Was that 2 before? I was not even focusing long. Put that on YouTube, dude. Holy shit, man. I don't know. Twitch for somehow can actually take me complaining all the time. I don't know how you guys do it. But I complain just a little bit, man, and YouTube fucking fires like crazy. I don't know, dude. I was just so hyped because I heard that Like Butter tried this set. And I was like, oh, it's actually in. I tasted quick in PV and I didn't think too much about it. I had stuff to do. Just tried it 5 minutes. Like, okay, this seems really good. Then you go in and play it, and I just get, I don't know, just disappointing, dude. But I mean, hopefully that stuff they could change, because the set is, it's really fun to play. It's just need a longer, like, I don't know. It's 100% dependent on the 4 and 6 piece, right? HEXOTIC is better, yeah, kinda. But if they would actually give MMR damage to the 3 and 5 piece, then it would be better than HEXOTIC. And I think just that little thing could probably fix it. Because then it's not all about 4 and 6 piece. 4 and 6 piece is too situational, I would say. Like for bolt action sniping in PvP, yeah, like sometimes, yeah, you see I get the 100 buff and I can like go ham, but it's too situational, dude. And like the 3 piece and 5 piece is just so bad. 10 headshot damage, it's nothing, dude. It's nothing. It's nothing. Especially in PvP, because you don't even get 10%, you get 8. I don't know if they keep headshot damage as a third. No, probably not. Add 5% MMR damage as the 3 piece or something. Something that you can't abuse it with other set, I guess. And then a stronger 5 piece, right? A stronger weapon damage on the 5 piece. I think, yeah, as long as they add weapon damage for 3 and 5 piece, the set is gonna be, it's gonna be used and it's gonna feel good. You're not gonna feel like you're using a piece of trash, you know? Like look at other 3 and 5 piece, they are really insane. Like look at Banshee, 10% damage to target out of cover, which is multiplicative. That's insane, right? You look at Predator, you look at Lone Star, all of those have the weapon type you're gonna use with a set and give them weapon damage, right? You can look at Deadeye and be like, yeah, it only got crit damage, no weapon damage, but the Deadeye bonus is insane. 20 critical hit damage, and since you have 100% crit chance, that's 20 weapon damage, right? Like you get all that damage because you're gonna crit all the time. Look at 5 piece, that's another 20 critical hit damage, that's 40%. And you look at 4 piece, it's really strong, like getting that much crit. 6 piece as well. Situational as fuck though, but now I think you add weapon damage to the 3 and 5 piece to this. You do some small changes to the 4 and 6 piece, because it's way too situational now, I would say. You should not lose it while reloading. Probably need a longer timer. And then yeah, it's probably a really good set and a lot of people will like it. But currently it's not good enough. Thank you for watching, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you do like my content and want to support financially, you can check out my Patreon. And if that's not enough, you can find me streaming daily on twitch.tv/widdz. Have a nice day.